Dallas Mavericks today coming at you. Harrison Graham and Jeffrey Cooperstein here. Coop on the ones and twos. And Bleacher Report dropped an article of the top 3 trade targets for the Mavericks heading into the 2023-2024 NBA season. We're going to break those down in just a moment, but perfect time to subscribe to the channel, Coop, because Mavs basketball is actually close to being back.
Starting tomorrow, the 1st of September, that means it's officially basketball season. Media Day, September 29th. Training camp begins, and the season is officially back. I'm super excited. I think this Mavs season is going to have a lot of ups and downs, and hopefully they're going to be back in the playoffs. Luka, Kyrie, and the boys coming up, and we will break down all of the trade targets we're talking about in today's show on future videos in the next week, so please stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so what we're going to do today is kind of explore on a surface level each of these 3 guys, and then we'll dedicate individual videos to each of these 3 players on videos next week, so stay tuned for that. And Coop and I were just talking behind the scenes. I think we have some exciting coverage. We don't want to give anything away yet for once the season gets here, but I think our in-season coverage here on Mavericks Today is going to be better than ever, so this is the perfect time to subscribe. Do not miss out. All right, Coop, let's kind of dive in here. DeAndre Ayton, and this will be a theme here, the center position, the first one, and kind of speaks for itself, right? Like, this is something that's been explored by these 2 teams before. It was explored heading into the draft. It didn't work out then, but maybe it's not too late. Maybe revisiting the Ayton trade discussion could happen for the Dallas Mavericks, because I still maintain I don't think he wants to be in Phoenix.
Yeah, the Ayton interest was real this summer. The Mavericks made an offer, I believe, to the Phoenix Suns, and this was the offer. It was Tim Hardaway, Rashawn Holmes, and JaVale McGee. Obviously, JaVale McGee no longer with the Mavs, but this is kind of the framework that the Mavs were working with. And you can still do this kind of type of deal with Rashawn Holmes and Tim Hardaway, and maybe you just throw another piece in there. Look, I like DeAndre Ayton. I think he's a solid player, can help the Mavs. And like you said, I'm not sure he's thrilled to be in Phoenix at this time. And it's something that where his contract is kind of affordable and lines up with what the Mavs are looking to do. So it's an interesting proposition.
We're also pretty close to being beyond the 60-day window where Holmes can't get traded. I think we're like 55 days in.
Yeah, we're almost there.
I think that deal went down like July 6th officially.
So September 6th.
Yeah, 54 days. So in about a week, he can be traded. Obviously, you could verbally agree now anyway, but from a technicality standpoint, that trade could happen if you want to move Rashawn Holmes. Obviously, he is on a max contract, but it would line up with where Luka Doncic is on his deal in 2026. Now, that is a player option for Luka. In the likely scenario, he would opt out for a new deal. But the timeline does add up to bring him in here on his current contract.
Yeah, and look, Ayton's obviously a very solid player. 18 and 10 last year, almost a block a game, 59% from the field. He's a really athletic big that can do a lot of things on the offensive end. But it's kind of a lot of the stuff we talked about with Christian Wood. Where's the fit in the locker room? Where's the fit with the coach? And is he willing to be able to run that motor 100% of the time?
Yeah, and look, it's also like come playoff time, how does he fit in? Because the last few years, his numbers and just usage plummet in the playoffs. Now, not plummet to the point where he's unplayable, but he's more like a 14-8 guy instead of 18-10. Like, can he be a 16-10 guy in the playoffs and be like a true number 3? Because I don't think that's been the case in Phoenix, and it definitely won't be now, because with Bradley Beal joining Kevin Durant
number 4.
and Devin Booker, he's not only the number 4, he's a clear number 4.
Yeah.
Like, there's no scenario where he's a top 3 guy there, which is why I would think it would be appealing for him to come here, because he would be a clear number 3 in Dallas behind Luka and Kyrie, and on top of that, a clear leader in terms of the front court, like touches.
Oh, absolutely.
He's the only guy who could really score on the block, if we're being completely honest.
He would be getting all the touches in the front court at the 5, and I think he would play a lot of minutes as well, given what the Mavs have at center. So it's definitely an intriguing player that I would like to see the Mavs maybe even go for before the season begins.
How would you guys grade DeAndre Ayton as a player, 2K style from 1 to 99? 83, Coop?
That sounds about right, like a B/B+. I would say 83 to 85, right around there.
Okay, let us know. 1 to 99, 2K style. Okay, let's go to the next center here. Miles Turner, our good old North Texas pal here. Listen, I would love to bring Turner back. I thought last year, Coop, he had the best year of his career. He stayed healthy for the most part. He shot the ball very well, and he's consistently one of, if not the best shot blocker in the NBA. The blocks were a little down last year, but still almost 2.5. The ability to stretch to the three-point line, I mean, he was tremendous last year with 18 points, 7.5 rebounds, over 2 blocks, and shooting efficiently from the field as well.
And something that intrigued me about Miles Turner is his contract is pretty affordable. Over the next 2 seasons, he's only making right around $20 million a year. I have it right here. I'm going to pull it up. And the Mavs have a lot of contracts that kind of fit this mold of they have contracts between 15 and 20 million that they could easily move. So it's surprisingly affordable here for Turner, and he's a guy that that would fit like a glove into the Mavericks, especially with his rim protection and rebounding ability that the Mavs could use, and he could play heavy minutes there at the 4 or the 5.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And look, I don't know if I've made this analogy before, but he's kind of Christian Wood offensively, but an all NBA level player defensively.
Yeah,
like he can do similar
things. For sure.
Now, he's not going to handle quite as much as Wood can out on the perimeter, but he can score at all 3 levels. He's an unbelievable defensive player. He can switch. He can block shots. So the only real question with him has been health.
Exactly.
That's been his biggest challenge. But last year he proved he can stay healthy, and he's got that versatility at the 4 and the 5. So I've liked Turner for a while. I still think he'd be a great fit here, and I like that contract as well.
Yeah, here's the trade idea I cooked up. I'm not sure this even gets it done from the Pacers, but this is kind of replacing the salary that Turner makes. Richaun Holmes, Josh Green, and a first-round pick. Now, the question is, are you giving up Josh Green for Miles Turner?
I think I would.
I think I would as well.
I think I would. I would even throw in those 2 seconds, I think, if I had to, because the contract's so good. He's still young. He's athletic. He's exactly what you need. I mean, he really is. Losing Green would hurt, obviously, but I think the Mavs have done a good enough job by adding perimeter length and defenders. I think Omax can be an NBA defensive player right away. So, and quite frankly, I think his upside is higher than Green's, especially on that end of the floor because he's so long. I think I would make this trade and let us know, would you move Josh Green in a trade for Miles Turner? I think I would, man. Like, I like Josh Green, but is he ever going to be in the same tier as Miles Turner? And if you don't think the answer to that question is yes, then you should make that move, in my opinion. So let us know. BetUS, our sportsbook partner here at Mavericks Today, and I know a lot of you guys are Cowboys fans. Go bet on Week 1 NFL action. Chatsports.com/MFFL. Maybe this is the year for the Cowboys, or maybe it's another early playoff exit. Who knows? But in the regular season, they're usually a safe bet. Chatsports.com/MFFL. Promo code MFFL gets you that 125% deposit bonus. Let's go one more here, Coop. Clint Capella. Obviously,
our old friend.
The name we've talked about quite a bit here. In terms of take salary and just fit, or take salary out of it and take trade assets out of it. If I had to rank in terms of who I'd want the most, I think I'd go Turner 1, 8 and 2, Capella 3. But I think Capella is the most realistic, and I would still be more than happy to bring him on board at the end of the day.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're looking to upgrade the center position, whether whoever out of those 3, if they were able to get, would upgrade their center position. So I would like Capella as well. He's a guy that can protect the rim and rebound at a very high level and can do it in big minutes. So the Mavs definitely need a guy like that. And Capella's said to be available by the Hawks, so who knows whether that's actually true or not, but it seems like they're more than willing to trade him. They like Onyeka Okongwu, who's going to be their starting center this year, and Capella might take a lesser role in that rotation.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I made the point when we were talking about 8, and any of these guys come in, they're the best big you have. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, Kleba, from some versatility standpoint and shooting, sure, but all 3 of these guys would be instant starters over Dwight Powell, over Richaun Holmes, over Derek Lively, who you're trying to develop early on in his career. So, yeah, I mean, even if it's Capella, who I still really like, but don't love as much as the other 2, only because I think we've seen Capella's best basketball, whereas you could still argue Ayton and Turner at least are going to stay at this level, if not maybe have a little bit more to show in their careers. But Capella's very consistent. I mean, he's a double-double machine. He can rim protect. He can roll very well. And what I like about him, Coop, is he knows exactly who he is. He's not going to try and be someone he's not.
He's not trying to take step-back threes or go out there and do some crazy dunks or anything like that. He stays within his role.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, this was the reported trade offer on heading into draft night of Capella. and the 15th pick coming to Dallas. 10th pick, Josh Green and
The
Hardaway.
Mavericks actually rejected this deal because
Yeah.
of Josh Green, so they would have to rework that deal at some point. Maybe they would include Josh Green if another player like, I don't know, a DeAndre Hunter were to become available from the Hawks. So there's definitely ways to get this deal
Or maybe
done.
you get like, if you send Green, maybe you get like a second-round pick back too, or something like that. I don't get the sense the Mavs would move Josh Green for Capella. I would do it for Turner, which I mentioned before.
Agreed.
So we'll see if anything happens in the coming weeks. And again, next week we will have videos on all of these guys, dive deeper into each of them, so stay tuned for that. Pick one to trade for, type C if you want Capella. If you want Miles Turner, type T. If you're feeling DeAndre Ayton, type A in the comments. We got you covered. C for Capella, T for Turner, or A for Ayton. All right, Jeffrey Cooperstein, Harrison Graham, we are getting out of here. Australia, Slovenia tomorrow.
Yes,
So
7 a.m., bright and early.
bright and early. Get your coffee out. We'll try to have something for that. If not, I'll throw a little short on the channel. Coop's traveling tomorrow, so I'll try to do some kind of reaction. If it's not a full video, try to get a short up. So stay tuned for that as the FIBA World Cup progresses, and we'll see you later. Hit that sub button.
See you guys.